Hey folks, it's Frithgar here. How you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Boulder Canyon. We are just going to, well, I was going to say we're going to check the eggs. We're not going to. We're just going to check the prices of the eggs and see how they're getting on. We're up to 2,099. Now, we've gone and built over in the yard in our last episode that bad boy there, and we have put all of the straw and the silage out behind the sheep pens over there. There's the silage, and there's the straw. So that we've got them ready, we can bring trailer loads back, and we can load that one up there pretty quickly and without issue. We've got hay up in the field. We've got hay in for the sheep already, so we could go and put those bales straight into the mixer in here. I'd actually like to do a little test with this before we do anything else, because, oops, these bales on here, they're just sitting on the trailer loose at the moment. So what I'd like to do is I want to bring them along over this way and run up alongside this one and just see if that automatically unloads the bales. Whether or not the bales are high and the collection point for it, like the trigger point, is high enough off the ground in order to load the bales in. I don't remember which. I think it's this end one, isn't it? Doesn't matter which one it is, the trigger point is not high enough. Which one is it? It is that end one. Right, well, as I see, what we're going to have to do then is we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. We're going to have to go like that and load them onto there, and then we're going to have to put the unload point out over there, and we're going to have to do it like this. So what that will mean is that we've just got to sort of sit alongside it and load and unload a couple of times until we've got all the bales into the machine. So we can sort of bring it along like that and put it up to about there. I don't think we want to go any further forward than that, but we can move the direction. So we can move backwards, auto, move left. Where's move right? Move left and right are just these, but that's as close to the trailer as I can get it. I was hoping to be able to get it a bit closer to the trailer than that, but we can't do that. Okay, never mind. And then unload into there. Oh, well, that's interesting. The marker might be like the position of the unload point, like the marker might be all the way out there, but the actual unload point, the actual trigger point, is way further back in. That's very interesting. It's right back in, and it does actually load. So if I can get the trailer close enough, we might be able to do it. I mean, even if we can't, we can unload one side of the trailer, which means that we can do it like this. We can swing it round, and then we can bring the trailer in close like that, and the other ones unload. Okay, so we do know we have at least got that bit. We have at least got that option, which we will be able to use a little bit later on. That's fantastic. I'm going to bring you up here. I'm not going to worry about making any more TMR just yet. The one thing that I do want to do is I want to keep an eye on these eggs. So we're going to start fast-forwarding time like that. I'm going to jump out of you and take a little jump down over here. I'm wondering if maybe I should just get some food mixing in there. We do need to get a trailer. Something a bit bigger than that one. Although I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not actually going to worry about it. All I want to do is I want to keep an eye on these eggs. They're still ticking up at a reasonable rate. So I tell you what, I won't do what I said and just hang around. We will actually make use of this time. It's gone 3 o'clock and the grain still isn't ripe over in the field. So it's not going to be ripe in the immediate future. So what we will do is we'll come over here and we will grab a few bales of straw like this. And I can start loading that one up. Get a full load like that. And then I'm going to stop. As we're moving the bales around, we're going to unload them onto the trailer. We will put the straps back on like that. And we will bring you out around over here. I don't want to tip this trailer over. That's something I've got to be very careful. Still, that's going up really quite fast, actually. We're going to get a really good price for these eggs. And the longer we go, obviously, the more eggs we're going to generate as well. So it's going to get us even more money. We are going to make an absolute boatload of cash out of this. And in the morning, we will have cattle we'll be able to get the cattle, because we'll have the water. The water will all be done by morning. I'm going to bring you around this way like this. There. Okay, the other pallet for the eggs is now completely full, so we've got the 6 pallets full, and then we've got the other bits as well. Let's just stop there. Still, wow. Okay, I'm glad that I didn't stop when I didn't go to sell the eggs at 2,000, because they've gone way higher than I was expecting. They have gone way higher than I was expecting. Is it 3,000? The grain is now ripe, but there's no way that we're doing that now. We will wait until the morning before we actually start harvesting. And we've got the harvest to do on the grain, and we've also got mowing to go and do on the field up over there. We will be doing proper mowing all the way round, and then we just stop that one. We'll be turning it all into hay. We're going to make the whole lot into hay. 2,500 right there. Slowing down a bit. I suspect that if we skip the night, it won't have dropped down. I suspect it's going to hold at a high price. Now, is that close enough? That's not close enough. We're going to have to do 2 passes on this. So we're 7:30 now. The price is still climbing. It's slowing down, but it's still actually climbing. So I'm really, really hoping... Let's just bring you down to 5 times speed. I'm really, really, really hoping that we're going to get lucky with this, and the price won't have started dropping on the eggs when we come back to it in the morning. Because if it started dropping, then obviously we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. You know, we'll have lost out on all of that. I could really do without losing out on that massive amount of money that we've got in with those eggs. We really need those eggs. We want them, because that is going to translate into many, many thousands of dollars. Let's jump off of you. And 2,500 and still climbing. So let's go over here. We will get a little bit of sleep. We will go 11 hours sleep from now. And I want to do that there, so that we've had our sleep for the night. That's going to take us through until just before 7 a.m. And I really hope this has worked. If the price has dropped, I'm going to be bitterly disappointed. It hasn't. It has stopped at $2,514. So we're going to come over this way. We're going to jump onto the tractor. We will start up. We need to... I tell you what, do I want to... There's no actual reason for me to wait. It's not going to go up at all. The only reason to wait would be to just get a few more eggs. What I am going to do is I'm going to put it down to 1 time speed now while we do the loading, because otherwise we're going to end up with crates that we don't want. We're going to have extra boxes that we don't want. So we're going to bring you over to here. We're going to... change that one over to mission, egg boxes, cotton modules, pallets, like that. And then turn this one on. And that will load up those, like that. And then we will stop loading. We will unload onto there. I'm going to leave that for a second. And I'm going to come around here and I'm going to pick up these egg boxes. I want to see how much we've got. We've got 24,000 litres of eggs in that one. This one here has got another 17,000 litres of eggs. This one has got 5,500 litres. And this bad boy over here has got another 2,000 litres on it. We've got obscene amount of eggs here. Like I said, I did actually want to leave it until the very end of the series and use the egg money to pay off all of our debt. But... I'm definitely not fanatical about that. This is a huge amount of money that we've got here. You know, I've carefully put those boxes. Every single one has gone in between the straps, apart from that very end one. That wasn't intended. Now, in here, $2,514 per 1,000 litres for every egg that we own. Are we going to be able to sell the whole lot? It does look like it. Oh! Oh my! $268,000. That's fantastic, but the presents were used up. I thought they were reusable ones. They're not. They don't get emptied out. They're not reusable. So the presents are gone. We no longer have our gifts. They've now been removed. I'm going to take that one over to there. I'm going to unload these back in front of the chickens so that they can keep going. We're probably not going to need the presents anymore anyway, so we don't need to worry too much about them. I was just surprised. I didn't realize that they were ones that were single use. I thought they were multiple use. I'll bring you out like that and drop those down there. That's actually spot on perfect, that is. Now, can I wiggle this trailer out through here? It's a little bit of a squeeze, but I think we can do it. Yes. Okay. We've done it. We've now got $340,000 having sold all of those, which means that we are able to go and buy some cows. It's not finished yet, I don't think. The pigs one isn't finished. 16 hours. That's not 16 hours. It's still going. Right. We need to have this on 5 times speed for a little bit. I'm officially disappointed with this. I thought it said 16 hours. It's not 16 hours at all. It's longer than that. I'm going to fast forward time a little bit just so that we can get a little bit closer towards our harvest. I've still left those outside. I need to do something about that. We will end up putting them away. Let's go to you in here and switch over to that one. Back you out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the combine over to the workshop over here. We're going to fast forward time now until about 10 o'clock when it's a little bit brighter and the morning dew is burned off. You'd normally wait until about 10 o'clock before you started working on the fields anyway. Well, between 9 and 10, it sort of depends when the overnight dew is burned off the field. So I want to repair that one there like that, yes, and I also want to repair the header. That one's a bit more worn. That's now looking in good condition. We're going to run round to the fuel tank and we're going to get a bit of fuel going, and then once we've done that we can swap the headers over, and that should be about right for getting started. We're pushing close to 10 o'clock. We'll get the corn started first, and I only need to set the AI extension going, so that will start working its way around the outside of the field, which will be absolutely fantastic. And then once it's done that, okay, we will take you down there like that, and start loading you. You're not loading. Why aren't you? There, that's what I wanted. Diesel. We will get the grain started. I don't need to do very much. We just need to get that one going, and then we can largely not really have anything to do with it. I will then go and get the mowers onto the other track. We've got to take the dual wheels off the tractor first, and then we can get the mowers onto it, and we can start mowing the big field. We're going to do 3 or 4 passes up and down the end of the field over here. Well, we'll do twice right round the outside of the field to start with. It should be pretty quick doing the stuff around the outside of the fields, mainly because it's like not that heavy to pick those mowers up. We've got the 2 mowers there. They're ready to roll. I'm going to have to drop this header down over here somewhere. I'll put the header right there, just for a minute. Lower you down there. Like that, and unhitch. Very elegantly done, that was, I feel. And then we can go and get this corn header on over here. This one's the same size as the grain header, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. For a minute, I thought it was one that was folded up. No, it is definitely not the same size. That means it's going to take quite a while to do the harvest, which is not a bad thing because we've got other things that we're going to be worrying about anyway. So we're not going to particularly care about what's going on with this one for large chunks of it. I will unfold the combine. He's now ready to roll. We'll bring you up this way onto the edge of the field like this, and then I'm just going to press H like that, and you are away. What I will do is I'll go in here, change that one to circles like that. Yeah, that's all facing the right way, and you are already okay in there. Wait during unload is off. That's good. Okay, there we have our combine harvest underway. We are doing our very first corn harvest, and It looks like we're going to get a reasonable yield out of this field as well. We're almost at 10% full on the tank already, and that's not taken all that long, and we've got quite a narrow header on this combine as well. That indicates that we could end up with quite a substantial amount of grain. That's good. That is really good. We do want substantial amounts of grain because we've got substantial amounts of stock that are going to be needing to be fed. So any grain at all that we can get is definitely going to be helpful. I'm going to let you just carry on doing what you're doing, and we are going to head over here. I'm not going to worry about you for a minute. I'm going to go to this one here. We are going to unhitch the front weight, and I'm going to leave that one right there. Lower that one down and unhitch like that. I'm going to go to the garage over here, and I'm going to take the dual wheels off. We're going to have... I don't think we'll just have wide tires. We won't have anything different on here. I will just do a bit of repair work on there, and then we want to customize standards, wheel weights, wide. So we'll go with wide tires, but we won't have weights on them. I don't think we need to be having wheel weights on them this time. There's no need for us to be pressing the tractor down too hard into the ground. It is a bit steep over this end, but it's not so steep that I think that's going to be something that we would want. I'll go whizzing over this way and load up with some fuel. The sheep, we've got a reasonable amount of wool coming through on those sheep. So there we go, diesel. We got a reasonable amount of wool coming through on the sheep. The wool price is going up at the moment, so if that one gets high enough, we will end up selling a little bit of wool. I'm not quite sure when that's going to be, but when we have $340,000 right now, we're up to $962. I do now need to slow the timescale down to 1x speed, otherwise I'm going to forget to do it, because we don't want the grass growing through while we're working. Oops. Oh, no. If I can't put this one up... I think this is one of the first times I've ever tipped a vehicle. I was looking at the combine. I was looking at the combine as I went whizzing around the corner. Was there a penalty? Did I ever say there was a penalty for tipping a vehicle over? Like a cash penalty? Because, let's be honest, if you'd done that in real life, that would have really cost you. Right, that would have really been an expensive and very stupid thing to have gone and done. That would definitely have cost us a load of money, right there, because we'd have had to repair everything, and we wouldn't have wanted to do that. So I'm wondering if there was... I can't remember if there was a cash penalty that I had to pay for tipping a vehicle over. I feel there ought to be a penalty for that, because a moment's inattention, just like in real life, and, you know, we rolled that vehicle right over, and it does sort of feel a bit cheaty that all I've done is rev the engine while it was upside down, I might add, and gotten away with it. Like, you shouldn't be able to rev an engine while it's upside down. All that's going to do is utterly decimate the engine. It's not going to do it. It's certainly not going to do it any good. Engines aren't designed to run upside down. You can get little two-stroke engines for strimmers and things like that. They can run upside down. You can tip them any way up you like. But an engine in a tractor like this, try and tip that one upside down, all you're going to do is obliterate your engine. You are not going to do any good whatsoever. So I kind of feel like there should be a penalty for that. So get in the comment section. We can talk about that this week if you like. Tell me what the penalty should be for having just done that. Should we have a set amount? I mean, maybe I could go and buy 4 cows and then immediately sell them, because there's definitely a loss. That would be a loss maker. That would definitely cost me some cash if I was to go and do that. I don't know. I really don't know. Well, what do you think I should be doing? What do you think should be a penalty for something as heinous as tipping it all upside down like that? Right, we want to unfold both of these like that. The front mower, I think the front mower does pick up high enough to actually do what it's supposed to do. But anyway, I want to start that mower up there, and I want to start that mower up there, and then we do Control V, and it drops both of the mowers down together, and then we are off and around the field. I left a little bit out to the side over there. In order to make hay, we've got to mow the entire field, and then we've got to go back over it with the hay turner, and then we've got to go back over it again with the rake in order to rake it all into windrows, and then we've got to go round with the baler and bale everything up. Now, that's not going to be as difficult as it sounds. It's a relatively straightforward process. It's one that we've done many times before. And the hired help is going to do most of the work for us. That I am absolutely confident of. It's going to, because we're going a couple times around the outside, we are leaving a couple of like bits round the edges in places, just where we turn the sharp corners between. It's just the gaps between the mowers. That's all. It's nothing extra. It's nothing that we've got to concern ourselves with. At least I'm hoping that is all it is. If it's not, it means that we've got a blade missing somewhere, and so we're missing a whole load of grass. I don't think that's the case. Now, we're up to 85% on our combine, so I think we will stop right there, and we will... I want to jump back to you over here. We'll stop there. We will leave that one there where it is. Actually, I do want to get some silage into that mixed feeder so that we can start having the mixed feed blending and mixing in. So despite the fact that that combine is still running, and I don't really want it to be, well, it's going at the moment. It will be all right. We'll be able to keep it going. Large square bales on there, and I want to just quickly load up some silage. Now, hopefully, I'm not going to get so close to that straw that I'm going to load any of the straw. It should just... oh, well, I got a couple bales of straw on there, but that's fine. And as I want to do this quickly, I will this time just run round without actually putting the straps on properly. I will just quickly run through and do this so that I just want to get some stuff into this mixer. We're not going to have quite as many bales of silage as we've got straw in there, because we've got a little bit of a mixture, but that is going to be fine. It's not going to hurt us. Helper A has a full grain tank. That's what I was afraid of. Right. Well, not really afraid of. It's going to be fine. It's going to take quite a while to do all the hay, so we don't need to worry about it too much. We'll unload that onto there. So what we're going to end up with here is the silage is going to unload on one side, and it's now mixing. And we've got that there, and then a bale of straw out on that side. And we can come out here. We turn round like this. I'm going to put straps on there, just while I do the turning round, so that we don't end up losing everything. Otherwise, it's all going to fall off, isn't it? That's what's going to happen. It's all going to fall off if we're not careful. And we bring you up to there. We take those off, and then we drive back through like this. We will lose that one bale there, and then we will put all of the silage bales in. And we've now got a full feed mixer. We've just got to wait for it to blend a bit through. We've got 9 bales of hay that were in there that are going to start blending through already. And then... my driving is terrible. I'm looking out over where the combine is again. I got to stop staring off into the distance. My driving has been absolutely appalling today. It's the second time I've gone and rammed into something. At least I didn't flip the tractor over this time. I need to focus a bit more. I'm like gazing off over here and having a look at that one, and looking at the mixed feeder and the combine, sorry, and all the other bits and pieces that we've got going, and I'm not actually focusing. We need to focus. We need to stay focused. We need to keep this going. So I'm going to come down here. We'll get this one unloaded. I will leave the trailer in the field, I expect, and just wait until we've got a little bit more. Although, this is going to start moving now. No, he's not going to back up a bit. I thought he might back up a little bit. But we can just sort of follow this one along, and we'll unload. Look, I tell you what, I really do love the bright golden colour of the grain for the corn. It is absolutely beautiful to look at. It really is. I genuinely do like the colour that we get from this. Okay, there's 4,500 litres of grain so far. I'm going to let the combine turn round and come out over there. And we will unload the machine properly. We'll unload it completely, and then I'll run this trailer back over to the yard. Yeah, we do it like that. We'll run the trailer back over to the yard, and we will tip it out. With our 340,000, I'm seriously considering having this trailer picked up by the dealership and sent back, so that we can then get a new trailer out here that is slightly bigger than this. I'm thinking one of the 21,000 litre trailers, because that is still able to be pulled by the two bigger tractors that we've got, and we don't really have a need for a smaller tractor anymore. Right, 7,300 litres of grain on board this 8,000 litre trailer. I think that's probably enough. Don't need to fill it right up to the brim. So we'll run this one back to the yard, get the grain tipped out, and then I've got time to run up and go and do a little bit more work with the mowing. And this is another thing, is if we've got a bigger trailer, it's going to make life a little bit easier for doing our mowing. I might actually do that in the beginning of our next episode, but we'll sell this trailer, we'll have this one picked up, and we'll get something bigger. We definitely don't want something like that Durante right over there. That is too big. We're not, a combine won't be able to reach over the top of it. I'm thinking one of the 21,000 litre trailers that we have used so many times before. One of my favourite ones, but let's not worry about it just now. We want to go to you. And we want to keep going with the mowing. Now, what I will do, thinking is, well, I was thinking I'd do a couple times around that stone before I set the hired help going, but now I'm thinking, no, I won't. I'll do the twice round the field that I want to do, and an extra couple of passes. No, actually, I'm not even going to do extra passes on the end headlands or anything like that. I'll do twice round the very outside edge of the field, and then I'll set the hired help going. I don't think I need to do anything else. I think there'll be enough room with two passes for the tractor to be able to turn round. And if there isn't, it's not going to be a huge amount of extra space that it's going to need. So we'll just be able to go round afterwards and just tidy up those tiny little bits. So there won't be much that needs to be tidied up. It's going to be fairly easy to do. And that also means it's going to be nice and quick. And that's kind of the main thing that I'm looking for here is expediency's sake. I'd like it to be quite quick so that we can quickly get on with the next bits of the job, as in doing the hay turning. Because if we can get the hay turner going, and what we could do, I think the small tractor is quite capable of pulling that hay turner. So we could have the mower going. He's going to be working backwards and forwards across the field. We could have the hay turner doing a little bit of work as well, and I could even try and get the grass cut here behind the big stone. No, I won't do that. I won't do that. But if we have the hay turner working backwards and forwards across the field at the same time as this one is doing the mowing, we'll get the job done just that little bit faster. But at the same time, I gotta be paying a little bit more attention to the bits that might be being missed. Right, if we've got any little bits of grass being missed that we're gonna want to come back and get. I don't know. It doesn't really matter all that much, does it? Let's get you down to here and then pick those mowers up, and then we can head along the bottom over this way. Drop you down there. In goes the back mower as well. And then we can run along here. Now, this is where there may be a stump or two that could interfere with hired help. But if we tidy it up enough, that's also the reason for doing twice round, is just along this bottom edge. This seems to be the messiest bit of the whole field. Like we've got some bits here that are not particularly tidy. And also the way the hired help works, like in the way that we've got the dips and stuff in the field just along here, it's quite uneven as well. I am wondering if I should have done a little bit more work to straighten this out down here, because let's be honest, there are parts of this that are really quite bad, especially like right there. Look, there's where it's really quite rough. Well, what's happened is that we've had a little bit of landslip there. It's given way a bit. And it's not a lot that we can do about that. You know, you get landslip happening. It happens all over the world. It's the bane of many farmers' existences right across the planet. So it's not just us. It's not just an issue that we're facing over here. Now, I'll bring that up like that, actually. I want to lift both of these mowers up. Like this. And I've missed a little bit down here. Right out on that corner. So I just want to lower one of those. Ah! Finally, the cattle, the water is finished over there on the cattle. They've now actually got that done. So we can get our cattle brought in as well. We'll be able to get some new cows. And I think getting the new trailer would be a really good idea before we get the cows. Now, some people have suggested that we may not be able to get put full bales, put whole bales in for straw. We might actually have to get something that breaks the straw bales up. I don't really want to use just a standard like bale thingy, a bale shredder. They're quite time consuming to go and use. They're a bit of a nuisance. I'm not a big fan of those. I mean, we do have 8,000 litre bales though, so it does make it a little bit easier. It's getting the things loaded. It's such a nuisance getting them loaded. It's a sort of bit of a time-consuming fiddle, and I don't really like doing that. I'll bring you back round over this way, and then off we go again. We're 72% on our combine down there. I'm not quite sure where it is at the moment. I'm looking, but I don't see it. It's either up here on the top corner. Up. Oh no, it's right down the far end of the field. About as far away as you can possibly get from our grain trailer, which is parked up in the yard, just to make life a little bit difficult. We may get the new trailer delivered before we go and unload the combine again. I think that might actually just make it a little bit easier for us. I'm also thinking if I am going to get the hay turner going in the field at the same time as the mower, it might be a good idea if I do go over to that stone over there and do twice around the outside of it with the mowers. We've got a nearly full grain tank. If I get twice around the outside of that stone, we'll do that right now. So if I go like this, lift those up like that, and then I will switch that one off, and I will switch that one off. We will go straight in across. You wouldn't do this in real life. You definitely wouldn't be doing this in real life. You would wait until you got to the stone, and then you would start working your way around it. But, yeah, I'm giving myself a little bit of artistic license on this one. And then we can drop that down onto there, and we can drop that down onto there like that. So we're going to just gently go round this stone like this. There. I need to go fairly slow with this. We got some quite sharp turns to do. And back round again. I'm actually wondering if I should do more than 2 passes around here. Don't know. I'll go out a little bit on the side. And then in the front of the stone we can go out a bit further like that, so that we create ourselves enough room to be turning round. Just to make it a bit easier. There, bring you in. Do exactly the same out on this side, so to bring it out like that. There, so that we've got plenty of space for doing the turning. And then a little bit over here. You know what? I think that's enough. I think that is definitely enough. We'll bring you over to here. We will switch that one off, and we will switch that one off as well. And then we can go back over to the other side. So the combine is full. It's sat there. Well, it's about to be sat there waiting for us to go and empty it out. We're going to go to the shop at the first thing in our next episode. We'll go to the shop and we will get a delivery of a new trailer. It's going to make life easier for us all across the board. But we've run out of time for now, so if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.